Hi everybody and welcome to Crumbs and Doilies, and it's such a beautiful day here in London, so I thought we better bring that sunshine inside and we're going to make some double rainbow cakes. Rainbows are absolutely huge at the moment. Here in the UK we've been drawing and painting and crafting rainbows and putting them in our windows to show support to all our NHS and key workers. You know, maybe you live with a key worker or your mum or dad or someone in your family is a key worker and you can give them as a gift to say thank you. So let's get on with making these double rainbow cupcakes because they're kind of long, but it's super fun, and we're going to start by making a vanilla cupcake mix. So in my 2 bowls here I've got equal quantities, 190 grams of both caster sugar and self-raising flour, and just shuffle that through your sieve, and then on top of that we're going to add a nice heaped 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and that's just going to make sure that our cupcakes are nice and airy. So pop that through your sieve as well. So that's all our dry ingredients done, and now we need some butter. So another 190 grams of butter. I always like to use unsalted butter when I'm baking cupcakes, but if you've only got salted, don't worry, just go for it, it'll be totally fine. But it does need to be nice and soft like this, otherwise it's not going to whip up properly, and it could be a little bit lumpy. So 190 grams of butter into the bowl. And finally we're going to add 3 eggs. So I've just got small ones here, but if you can only find large or medium, that's fine. But I'm going to crack them into this bowl first, just to make sure we don't get any shell in our cupcake batter. So 1, 2, okay, 3 lovely eggs, and they're going to go into our bowl as well. And now we can start mixing this. So I'm using a stand mixer here, but if you don't have one, you can just do this with a hand mixer or even just with a wooden spoon and a big bowl. And we're just going to mix this on a kind of medium speed, just for about 30 seconds, just to bring it all together. Okay, so now it's time to add some milk. So I have 2.5 tablespoons of whole milk in here, but we need to add some vanilla, otherwise these are not vanilla cupcakes. So I'm going to go for a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to mix that into my milk, and then we're going to pour all of that into our mixture. So in it goes, and we're going to whip it up for another 30 seconds. So that's nearly ready. I mean, it basically is ready, but I always like to give my bowl a good scrape, because sometimes, particularly with the stand mixer, you might have little blobs of butter or unmixed ingredients in there. So I just get around with a spatula, probably in my top 5 tools, I reckon. And then I'm just going to whip it up for another kind of 20 to 30 seconds, just to make sure any of those ingredients are nice and fully combined now. And you might have noticed that this quantity of mixture is slightly bigger than what we normally show you guys in recipe videos, but that's because we're going to colour this batter now, and we might end up beating out a little bit of air, we might lose a bit of mixture along the way, so we want to make sure that we are getting 12 delicious cupcakes from this batter. So enough talking and more doing. We are going to divide this batter between 6 bowls, because I'm going to go for 6 colours, but if you don't have 6 colours or you want to do less, you know, do however many colours you want to do. So I've got 6 bowls here, and we're going to divide our batter as evenly as we can. Okay, so now it's the fun part. Fun but messy. We get to colour these batters. Now you can get all sorts of different colourings out there, but we would always recommend that you use a paste colouring, something like this. So it's nice and thick. I mean, you might not need a pot this big. You can get small little guys like this, and we actually have this awesome little kit on our Cupcake Jemma website. It's got like 8 colours in there, but obviously you can mix colours as well, so it's more than 8 colours. So if you need to get yourself some, head over there and pick up a little pack of 8. But we're going to go for the classic rainbow colours, which are red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple. So I'm going to get a little toothpick, or you can use like a cocktail stick or even a spoon or something. Hang on, this is a cocktail stick. And we're going to dunk into our colouring. And then with our first bowl, I'm just going to wiggle it here. I'm just going to mix this part of the batter first. And once it's kind of mixed in a little bit, we can now fold this through the rest of the batter very gently, because we don't want to knock out the air as much as we can. So gently, gently, just folding it through. And the best thing about using these paste colors is that you don't need to use very much. The liquid ones, you end up having to use like an awful lot just to get the right color, and it really changes the consistency of your cake batter or your icing. So lovely bright red here. We can go in with the next color, which is going to be orange. Okay, so colours are all made. All we need to do now is get them into our cupcake tin. So I've got a standard 12 cupcake tin here with little paper cases, and I'm going to start by dolloping in, I'm going to go with purple first. So I'm going to do a little dollop of purple in every single cupcake. They look so pretty already. I love them, and they're going to look even better with our rainbow icing. So what we're going to do now is bake these at 170 degrees C for about 18 to 20 minutes. Set your timer for 18, and then we'll test them by poking them on the top. Hopefully they'll spring back to life. If they sink a tiny bit, then you want to leave them in for another minute or so. And I'm then just going to have a little clear down because it's kind of messy here, and we can start making our buttercream. Right, so I'm all nice and clean, everything's nice and clean. My cupcakes have got a few minutes left in the oven, and then I'm going to let them cool down. So we'll start by making our vanilla buttercream, and it's again our very basic simple recipe, starting with 225 grams of lovely soft butter here. So that's going to go straight into my mixing bowl. Again, you can really easily do this by hand or with a hand mixer as well. And the first thing we're going to do, like we always do with buttercream, is we're going to whip this butter. So we're going to leave it for like 5 minutes on a medium-high speed until it's really white in colour, and it's going to kind of double in volume, and it's just going to be really silky, and that's how we get soft, airy buttercream. Okay, looking pretty good in there. So now it's time to start adding the icing sugar, which as always we add in 2 parts. So I've got 400 grams here, and it's sifted, and I'm going to add about half now and whip it up again at a nice medium-high speed. Okay, so it's nearly ready, but we need to add our vanilla. So I'm going to go for another ½ teaspoon of our delicious vanilla extract. It's going to go right in there. But I'm also going to add a pinch of salt for 2 reasons. One is that I really think it pulls out the vanilla flavors, but 2, I mean, obviously I like sweet stuff, but sometimes I can find buttercream can be a little bit on the too sweet side, so the salt just kind of cuts through that. So I would really recommend using it, but you know, don't feel like you have to. And now I'm going to start my mixer on a low speed, and I'm going to gradually add some milk. So in here I've got 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk, but I don't want to add all of it because it depends on how kind of soft your buttercream is at this stage. What we want to achieve here is the consistency. So I'm going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of milk, and then I'm going to whip my buttercream up, and then we're going to look at the consistency and see if we want to add more milk. So let's just have a look. I'm gonna get my spatula to spread it around, and you kind of want to picture how this is going to feel piping it out if you're doing that, or spreading it if you're using a spatula. If it feels a little bit stiff, then just add a bit more milk, but mine is feeling really lovely and soft, so I'm actually going to stop there. Because also if you're making your ice cream, it's not ice cream, it's icing, the day before you use it, or a couple of days before you use it, you might find that when you come to use it, it's a little bit stiff, so then you can add some more milk to loosen it as well. So I'm just going to scrape my paddle clean to get all our icing out. It looks amazing. It's so fluffy and cloud-like. And now we need to colour this exactly the same way we did earlier with our cake batter. So I'm going to get back my 6 little bowls, and I'm going to divide the icing between them. Alrighty, so now it's just time to colour them, and we're going to go red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple again. Starting with red, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wiggle it in, the icing, and then I'm going to use that to colour the rest of it. Okay, so now is the really fun part. I mean, I keep saying this, but also look how cool the cupcakes look. They look amazing. I really want to break one open, but I'm going to wait. So now we need to make our rainbow icing. So I've got myself a little bit of cling film here, and we're going to use a palette knife like this, or just a butter knife, and we're going to spread a line of each colour along the cling film like this. Now it's time to roll this up, which I imagine is a little bit like making sushi. So I'm going to take one side of my cling film, and I'm just going to roll it over the top like this. There we go, and we're just making a sausage, and then we're going to just kind of twist one end of the cling film like this, keeping the other end open, et voila. And now we're going to insert it into a piping bag. So I have my piping bag here with a nice open star nozzle. This is a 1M, and it's also one of the nozzles that we've got in our large nozzle kit here. It's 5 different nozzles in, so head over to CupcakeJemma.com if you want to get yourself some nozzles. And we're just going to insert our rainbow sausage into our piping bag. Twist up the end and watch the magic happen. They look so cool. I absolutely love them. You can see all the colours in here, but I mean, it's going to be all about the inside of that cupcake, isn't it? So should we have a look? I'm going to break it a bit more, and then you can see, oh my goodness, look. And I must say, that looks like a perfect vanilla sponge. It's all fluffy with lots of even air bubbles in it too. Hang on. Honestly, I think vanilla cupcakes have got to be one of the best things in life. They are delicious. So please, please, please make these and share them with me on Instagram. My name is @SallyDells, and tag @CupcakeJemma as well, and use the hashtag #CupcakeJemma. So we can all see these and share your photos as well. And they're going to make the perfect gift if you want to show someone that you know that you're really grateful for all the amazing work they've been doing over the last couple of months. And if you just want to eat them yourself, that is also absolutely a-okay with me. And we'll be back soon with another recipe for you guys. In the meantime, please do head over to CupcakeJemma.com. We've got like all the tools you could ever need to make the most perfect cupcakes and cakes, and we'll see you soon. Thanks guys. Hang on.